Wilson Morales from Black Women TV. Obviously, there's the book, the musical, the film. For both of you who've done it on Broadway, how did you want to do it differently than what you had played before? And for you coming on, there's been obviously fans of the role. What did you want to do different to make it yours?
Well, I will say with me, I wouldn't necessarily I'm gonna go and do something different. I just know that Celie has to grow. Just like we all grow. So I was in a different place in my life than I was when I played it on Broadway. Broadway, for me, playing Celie was not it, and I said I would never go back because my life was in shambles, and so I was carrying her cross, my cross, overload. This time, it was a bit different. So Celie, she grew up. She was able to do things different. She wasn't so slumped over and so sad. Broadway goes like this. They didn't give her an imagination, so you don't know how she processes through all of that. You see her going through, and then you hear, I'm here, and you're like, okay, she's good now. This time, he gave her an imagination, so that allowed me to be totally different with this version of Celie.
I think it was finding the depth. I like what you say about growth, because I think that's true. But going deeper with her. A lot has changed in my life. I'm married now. I have a child. So I have a deeper understanding of what that means to be in a committed relationship and fight for your marriage the same way Sophia has. I just, I feel like with Broadway, I didn't get the chance to really live in the crevices of who she was because of, like you said, it moved so fast, but really getting to get so detailed with the humor and with the specifics of what she's going through was just like a dream. It's like now painting with 50, 100 different colors versus the 10 box of crayon colors that I was dealing with Broadway, which I love because you use your imagination. But that's what I love so much about doing the film version.
Yeah. And for me, I just wanted to make her mine. So many incredible women have played her before, and I just wanted to put my spin on it. And for me, that lied in what she was protecting. And her showboating, her big personality was all her defense mechanism because no one has ever really tapped into her tenderness and her unconditional love that dwells inside of her until she meets Celie. So I kind of just wanted to lean into the why, the why she's so protective and show a little glimpse, well, a lot of it, because once this relationship fully materializes, you do see a softer side of Suge.
Fantasia, first big role. Obviously, you're working along two vets here.
Yes.
Whole cast. We want to know if we're going to see you again on the screen.
Hell yes. Hell yes. I produce. Yes, ma'am.
Wait, what you say?
I said I produce.
So you gonna
find something for you.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We don't want
if I got something to do with it, yes.
Can I star in it too? Because
we stuck like glue.
And we want to see all of you guys. And obviously, people are going to get a chance to see you sing, dance, everything. I was talking to Colman because he's the one person that had scenes with everybody.
Yes.
Work. Congrats on the film. Congrats on your roles.
Thank you.
We'll talk again.
Thank you so much.
Wilson Morales from Black Women TV, the one and only. You've been anointed to playing this iconic role. At what point did you feel comfortable playing her?
I started feeling comfortable after we kind of did the first couple of scenes with me and Halle, definitely getting into our relationship and building that sisterhood. I think there was a certain point where I kind of felt like we'd done a lot of work in the rehearsal process. I'd been, following Fantasia around, studying her, getting her movements down, her cadence down, her voice. And, she really much gave me permission to kind of make it my own. And she was a great vessel of confidence instilled in me.
You're new in this business, but we're all going to get to know you. From what you've done so far, what did you think, what did you learn from working with Blitz and your co-stars that you can carry on you to whatever project you do next?
I think I learned the power of collaboration. Walking onto a set, I was brand new. I'm the new girl in town. I didn't have a lot of experience, and everyone was very, very open and very kind and just encouraged me to ask questions wherever I could. You know, I'd come to set, I'd sit with Blitz in his chair and ask, like, why are you doing this with the camera? What are you trying to portray? What are you trying to convey? And I think that just that kind of knowledge of knowing things that's happening behind the camera as well is only going to make me a better actor.
What came to you first, the book, the musical, or the film?
The musical, yes. I studied musical theater in college, so we had to actually study The Color Purple. And from there, I went to audition for the Broadway production in 2015, didn't get it. Auditioned for the tour, didn't get it. And then finally, it came full circle around in this way. But definitely the musical. I'm a huge fan of the music.
And then did you read the book afterwards to get more insights to what's out there, especially when you're getting the script?
I read the book after I got the part, and I'm actually really grateful for that because I think I would have already had a different version of Celie in my mind, but knowing that they were going to tap into her imagination, I was able to pull more of that from the book than I think I would have had I read it earlier. But I read the book, got the audiobook, any interview Alice Walker did about it, any interview like Oprah did, Whoopi Goldberg, I just took in every single piece of Color Purple content that was out there.
You're working opposites Miss Bailey,
yes.
You know, and so when she's singing, you know, at what point you're like, I don't got those pipes?
The day we did Keep It Moving, she literally just sang in my face for like 4 hours, and it was like having my own little Halle Bailey concert, and she's just amazing. But what's so great about Halle is she's a sister, and we really built a camaraderie on set, and she would just encourage me to be like, no, you have a voice. Your voice is very powerful. And I'm a trained like theater singer, you know, so she just like encouraged me to keep singing and like to put myself out there.
The premiere was a big night. Everybody got to see each other. Was it like that on set where everybody got together, or was it at the premiere?
I think for most of the filming, Halle and I were really in our own little world, but we would go so often to set just to watch and hang out, and we just were embraced by everyone at any point. You know, we went to go watch Fantasia sing I'm Here, and that was really special, but like the atmosphere on set was just so beautiful because we all have our own connection to this piece, and everyone really put their best foot forward because they knew the responsibility we had to do the story justice.
And for those who have their own opinions, because there's a fan of the musical, there's a fan of the film and the book. This is a hybrid. What do you say for those, you know, who may have reservations about seeing it, but they should see it because of these 3 reasons?
There's only beauty in bringing the 3 different versions together. All that we're doing is just enhancing the material that Alice Walker already laid a beautiful foundation for, and we're just taking it to another level, and we hope that it's just going to resonate in different ways. You know, you might have one version that you have of the book. Maybe the music's going to touch you a little differently and make you think about a character a little differently, and that people should put their reservations aside, come see it because it is fantastic.
Congratulations on the role.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Wilson Morales from Black Film TV. Here we are. What came to you first, the book, the play, or the original film? Oh.
It was the film for me, which led me to go and read the book.
Same.
Yeah.
And then coming into this, you know, having seen different versions, I guess the musical and the film, how did you want to embody the character outside of the script you got?
Well, there's a lot in that. I think first and foremost, it's not about trying to make it different from that. I went back to the book because I'd seen the Broadway show quite a few times, the original, the one with Danielle and Cynthia, and I just wanted to go back to what she wrote and just really just start to let my imagination wander in the same ways that when you read a novel, it does. So I was like, I just wanted to be a student of that for a little bit and sit in that. And it just started to dawn on me that like, Harpo is so complex and just interesting and so fascinating to me. And I just wanted to just get inside of his quiet soul and just ask the questions, get behind his eyes a little bit more. So that's what sparked it and process.
Same here.
With Mr., you know, the question is, he just mentioned complex. Has Mr. always been complex, or has he been the same person that people remember? You know, obviously we're not looking for the Danny Glover version. We want to see something different. Are we getting that?
Mr. is complex for me because, again, we go to the source material, and you read a book, you read literature, and then you find out how it lives in you. How do you imagine him to be? I imagine him to be very complicated, and it's just a different situation than Danny Glover's. He found what worked for him, he and Spielberg. This works for us because I wanted to show how he's a broken man, but someone who has dreams and aspirations like everyone else. But because he's there's something missing inside of him, which is also why he puts his foot on the neck of another. So I wanted to find that, and also find his redemption story, find out his relationship with his son. It's all on the written page too, because with the adaptation that Marcus Garley gave us, he gave us little keys where you say, oh, he's interested in that. Even a moment of like tenderness between father and son, of possibility. That was also, so it's been handed to a few people, and it's not just, it's the collective and what Blitz is interested in, and how do we expand and tell story in this way, with especially through Celie's imagination. So it's a very new event.
You get to do a lot more. How was working with Fatima Robinson, you know, and obviously the choreography of the scenes you have to do?
Incredible. Fatima is a legend. She's a just bona fide legend. And in the room, she's generous, and she takes her time. But boy, those rehearsals were challenging. And, you know, because we were also shooting while we were rehearsing some stuff. We were like doing music rehearsals while we were, and then blocking rehearsals and all of the technical stuff as well. So, but Fatima and her incredible team of choreographers and dancers in this movie, they're the other character in the film.
They're the baddest in the business.
Yes, man.
Before I let you guys go, you got to work pretty much all of the actors in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, how was that feeling like? Because you're there from the beginning to the end.
You're in the boxing ring with with the greats. You know, you get really, and everyone changes and shifts every single scene, which is beautiful. So I had a full arc of really seeing the effect, and now he's sort of like, it's the spine of the film, where all these things have to hang, change, and evolve. It's really interesting. So I had a great time. I love my entire cast.
Yeah.
I mean, he starts. I mean, the opening shot. It's specific that it's on Mr. That is the spine, and everyone sort of flows through, moves through in some way on Mr. And like I say, evolve. The person who may not evolve for a long time is Mr., which is the problem.
You guys did great. Congratulations on the film. Congrats on the roles. Can't look forward to see what you guys do next.
Thank you very much.
Wilson Morales from Black Women TV. You've been anointed by Oprah, Stephen, Scott. At what point did you... Quincy Jones as well. Yes. You know, at what point did you feel comfortable combining the elements of the book, the musical, and the original film, and says, okay, I now know what I'm doing with this movie?
Yeah, I mean, look, The Color Purple is sacred text. It begins first with Alice Walker's brilliant Pulitzer Prize-winning book, Steven Spielberg's cinematic classic, Tony Award-winning Broadway play. So when you get this call, you're first going, there's nothing to contribute. Everything is a masterpiece, and the bar is high. So I was really nervous and really tried to flee from it. But I went back, I read Alice Walker's book, and I found what I was looking for, first page, first line. Dear God, I'm 14 years old. Stopped and said, whoever can write letters to God must have an amazing, sprawling imagination. And that's what it became about, figuring out Celie's headspace and imbuing in that headspace her goals, her plans to liberate herself, her plans to love, who to love, how to forgive, all these things. All of a sudden we had an insight into the character that we hadn't seen before. And I think that's when I was like, I'm comfortable. I think I have something to contribute, and I should go for it.
You know, the invisible character that no one really talks about there, but they will talk about, is the production design. Yeah. You know, the songs, you know, everything matches. You know, all cylinders have to work with. We got the performances, you know, so they know what they're doing, but then we're looking all around in terms of the color.
Yes.
You know, the certain scenes that stand out, that takes a vision.
Yes.
You know, so how we're able to work that in and mixing in the drama along with the music.
Well, first it starts with, like, my storyboard game. I mean, like, I'm a fastidious storyboarder. It's always been like this since I was a kid. I never had access to cameras, recording equipment, musical instruments, but I always had a pen and a pencil, and I've always drawn. So whatever the idea is, I start with a sketch. So for this film, I sketched close to 1,500 frames of storyboards, and that's where I put all this nuance and texture into that frame. And of course I can delegate out my storyboards, but I don't, because it's painful work, you know, and you have to decide what the frame is. So you have to pay the price really early to go, this is what I'm going for, so that you can show it to the rest of the group and they can all know what you're doing. In terms of like, it starts with also hiring an incredible team. I always say I'm the conductor. My job is to find master instrumentalists, first chairs only, right? And the goal becomes knowing how to trust each person's instrument and the fact that they're masters of that instrument. My job is to keep time and just to make sure everyone is playing in harmony. And that's how you get music that matches the performance, that matches production design, that matches lighting and cinematography and choreography. Let's not forget Fatima Robinson's brilliant movement also kind of becomes the glue, and of course Chris Bauer's fabulous score. So you find out that this is really a massive orchestra, and your job again is to stand in the middle, stand up front, and make sure that everyone is playing in harmony.
As I said, as a conductor, you did well. Congratulations on the film. I'm sure it's going to go a long way.
Thank you.
I look forward to what you do next.
Thank you. My man Will.
Take care.
Pleasure. Yeah. All right.